Yes, I'm not quite as comfortable as I thought this roof top would be, mate, but I can see the advantages you're going to get.
What, you think it's a bit low?
Not too bad.
I don't know what you mean, Chris. There's plenty of room. Morning guys, it's Friday and it's paint day. Finally going to get some paint on this roof. It's been 2 weeks now since I started this job and we're up to paint, so that's not bad going on my own. But everything's going pretty well. I'm not far off going to be finished on this. We've had some changes. Right, let me go through the changes. The roof tent is now not going to be bolted straight to the roof because, like I said before, because of the crown we've put in the roof. We're going to put a racking system on so that we can use the truck as either a self-contained solo vehicle with the roof tent on, or we can take the roof tent off and mount it to the trailer. Depends on what we're going to do. So I want the versatility of either solo vehicle or vehicle with trailer, and we can leave the trailer in a camp somewhere with the tent on, take the truck. You know, it's one of them. I just want the versatility. These windows are now staying because Cameron's decided the truck's going to be too dark if we take those out as well, which is fine. That saves me a job, and I'm quite happy to leave them. We've stripped out everything we don't need in the doors, so we've saved a little bit of weight. What else have we changed since the beginning of the job? No, pretty much that's it. The water tank's going back in. I've got to make new drawers yet. Bar the way the tent's going to be mounted and these windows, everything's staying the same. It's still got to be rewired. We've got to put a new headliner in, rewired, play with all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we're getting there. Let me show you how the roof looks now. It's had 2 coats of this Raptor epoxy on it. It's sat overnight, so it's ready for sanding now. Just going to hit it with some, probably a bit of 500s just to knock the top off. Ready for paint, mask up, mask these up, mask up the whole vehicle. Chris will be here in a minute, so Chris is actually going to be in this video. And we're going to get this painted. So let's have a look at this roof. So we've now got a flat top disco. It's not gone in too badly, that. I'm quite happy with how that's gone in. So there's the back door. Oh, you haven't seen that. I did a smart repair on the back door last night. I repainted that panel. That was about 10 o'clock last night. And there's the inside. Oh, that's dark. Oh, it smells of paint as well. Wow, that's really strong. Yeah, so once the headliner's gone in, doesn't look too bad. New headliner, retrimmed, all the equipment back in. I've basically built a barn door Range Rover. So hopefully in the next 20 minutes Chris will turn up and we'll both be here. So see you in a minute. And as if by magic, he appeared.
So guys, I'm kind of like you. I've been following along with this build as I've been editing the videos because I've just had such a busy few weeks I'm not been able to get over. And it's the first or the most complete I've seen it since he chopped the roof off, and it looks absolutely amazing. I mean, I've seen roof chops done when I was into Volkswagen Beetles, but it was always a case of you kept the roof and you just chopped stuff out and you dropped the roof. You know, Paul's completely built a whole new roof for this, and you know what, once this is all painted up it's going to look pretty much factory finish. It's going to confuse a lot of people, I think, when they see them side by side. they're going to be like, I don't quite work this one out.
Understand.
Yeah, everyone who's commenting, it looks like a Range Rover. Yeah, it does. It looks like a Range Rover now. Apart from obviously the slightly different shape on the front and the rear. And the rear looks weird because that looks factory finished now. The doors come out so well. It's looking absolutely brilliant.
So's Mad Skills.
Yeah, I'm glad I avoided 12 hours, well it's actually more, wasn't it, of block sanding, because that
Yeah, no, it's probably closer to 16.
Yeah, that just, and like I said, you could do it all again if you were, doing a...
If I was doing it for paint,
car
not for the Raptor,
Yeah.
you'd probably want another 20 hours of sanding on that roof. That's
Yeah, so this is a one-off, so anyone ever wants this doing, no.
go away.
That includes me, I'm not even going to ask.
Yeah, don't know.
This is a one-off job because there's a lot of work gone into this.
I've done them before and done chops like that, but it's the first time I've actually made a roof from scratch.
Yeah.
I've made big panels, but not a whole roof. So it's now a complete one-off vehicle, guys. There isn't another one in the world.
So, yeah,
So if you want to buy it,
it's not for sale.
it's not for sale.
So the plan, guys, basically, Raptor paint is still out, aren't we?
Yeah, we've got 3 hours to do it.
Weather's not too bad. It's drizzly outside, but it's not too cold.
We're going to
today.
fire up the heater in here, get the extractor on, and we're going to get this painted. So we're going to get a big box of Raptor stuff in.
Yeah.
We'll show you what Raptor have sent us to do both of the cars and what we're going to use on this one.
I think the good thing, again, we've always said this, guys, is that what's the great thing about Raptor is you can repair your knocks and your grazes and your damaged or completely change panels and blend it all in. That's the beauty of it. This has been done it's twice, isn't it, on different occasions.
Those back panels, they'll be on the third paint.
Yeah.
Third lot of paint on them. Like I've said before, it was painted over. I think we did it over like 6 or 8 months, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So started with, I painted the front end, then I painted the doors, then the back, and the last was to get painted was the roof. And then now we're doing it again.
Right, let's get stuck in.
Let's get some paint on. Right, so tools, Raptor stuff. Right, we'll be back.
So guys, a big shout out to the guys over at U-Pol who always help us out with these Raptor videos by supplying us with some of the essentials that we're going to need. So I'm going to give you a quick run through as to what we've actually got and what we're going to be using specifically today for doing this poor truck, because we get more and more questions from people asking, what do they need, how do they do it. We've got plenty of videos. We're going to keep putting the videos out on the Raptor paint because, guys, we genuinely love it. We were using it a long time, or Paul certainly was, before we contacted the guys at U-Pol to help us out from time to time. So what have we got today? What have they sent us? Well, you've seen the previous video. Paul was basically using this epoxy primer to basically had bare metal, so he wanted to make sure he's going to have some good adhesion when he puts on this top coat of Raptor paint. We've got the spray Raptor. Again, we've done a video on that before. This stuff is great if you want to do kind of small items like bumpers, maybe your wheel arches. If you're touching up any kind of major dents and scratches that you want to kind of repair, you could use one of these. Works exactly the same, goes on the same as the bigger bottles. Raptor do basically 1 litre bottles, which is handy because, again, if you're only doing a small area, you don't want to go to the expense of buying the 4 litres at one time. This obviously comes with enough hardener, 1 bottle, whack your gun on it, and you're away to go. And it comes in the black and it comes in the tintable. Obviously for today we're going to need a bit more than that, so we've got the 4 litre box. If you're doing generally we tend to say if you're doing a vehicle of this size, you're going to use 8 litres. Obviously we're not painting the entire vehicle today, so we're probably going to go for maybe 2 or so litres, but we've got obviously enough spare, because the last thing you want to do is run out when you're halfway through the job. This is handy. If you're not basically got access to a compressor or the spray equipment and everything, you can put Raptor on with a roller. Thing is, as we found in the past, it's actually getting quite hard now to find these textured rollers because nobody artexes their ceilings anymore. So if you can't find them, you can actually buy the kit directly from U-Pol themselves. So what you essentially get is 2 of these textured stippled style rollers, so you're going to get some kind of stippling textured effect when you put on your paint. And then finally, Raptor also do specific guns for using. Now we've always said you can use an ordinary Schultz gun, and essentially this one is just an ordinary Schultz gun. It's just basically sold under the kind of Raptor brand. The nozzle is slightly different, and we're going to use this today, so it'll be interesting to see if there's much difference between your standard off-the-shelf Schultz gun and the Raptor one. What is really cool is Raptor do this is basically variable spray nozzle. Now the advantage of this is you can adjust it to basically change the kind of textures. Some people want a finer texture, some people go for the heavier coarse texture. This gun basically you can adjust it as you go. Now today we're going to use the Schultz gun basically because Paul wants to match in what he's done previously with what we're doing today, but on future projects we're going to basically get this variable nozzle one out, start using that, and we'll show you the kind of different textures that you can achieve.
Do you know what? It's just to tape up the gloves. It's to stick to the gloves. I want those. How people can enjoy masking. They're just weird. It's a horrible job. Chris is dismantling the truck. It's not me masking. Well, it's all masked up now, and as you could guess from what I was saying while we were masking up, I hate masking. Chris doesn't mind, he doesn't do it that much. He's hiding over there. But yeah, we're all masked up now, so what I'm going to do is panel wipe this down, and then it's already been panel wiped once. We're going to give it another one just to make sure there's no silicone on the paint, on the old paint, because this has had silicone on it before. And then get on with the paint. We'll show you how to mix this Raptor liner. We've done it before, but we'll go over just a quick overview of mixing it, and then we'll get this paint on. We're going to see what this truck looks like when it's black. So what I'm going to do is open one of these litre boxes. So just the same. And it comes with its own dinky pre-measured activator or hardener as they've put on it, but I'm not going to use that. I'll save that for the next one because I've got a 250mm measured out already. So like I said, that goes in there, then shake it for just a few minutes. It does actually say on here how long you should shake it for. Yeah, I'd shake it for a couple of minutes just till it's well mixed. But first, I'm going to panel wipe that truck. I really do need to go and find another cloth. Right guys, I don't know if you can hear me very well, but this is the Raptor Schultz gun that came, and that is a gorgeous spray. That is so much better than using just an ordinary Schultz gun. That pattern is much more even. So I'm spraying that at, hang on, 50 psi, because you go on between 40 and 60. So that's 50. I went for the middle, and that's a lovely pattern. So onto the roof. That is really good. That is much better. It's much more consistent.
Man, that is a lovely finish.
That's much better, isn't it?
Yeah. That's just the first coat, guys, on the roof, and it already looks totally different. Now, people often ask about the streaking. That always basically disappears as it dries out. And you'll see that we always wear the masks because because you do not want to be painting this stuff without the proper masks on.
That's come out really nice. That gun is so much better.
Yeah, first thing we've noticed, guys, is the Raptor gun. We've only used the Shorts gun before. Well, this actual specific Shorts gun by Raptor is made a massive difference in how the texture comes out.
So I'm just going to put the heat on. Right, guys, this is a brand new box of a 4-litre box of Raptor liner, and they've added a measuring cup, which I didn't know. This is new. It's got the correct measurement, which is 237 millilitres per bottle. So they've actually given you a measuring cup now, which is a great idea, because guessing where that fill line is, you always get different amounts. You know, because you'll tip a bit in, you'll tip a bit less in, and you always end up with some left over. But they've now given you this proper measuring cup, so that's awesome. So, you know, hats off to the guys at Raptor for that. That's going to make it a lot easier. Right, and Chris has just asked me to mention how good this spray gun is. It sprays much better than the just using a conventional Schultz gun. The consistency of the pattern that's coming out on this is absolutely brilliant. Spraying at about sort of 18 inches, 18 to 20 inches, and the pattern consistency is awesome. There's no heavy gobbing in the pattern, there's no big bits, no dry spots, it's just dead even. That roof has come out absolutely perfect. So if you're thinking of using the Raptor liner, invest in one of the guns. The next thing I'm going to be spraying on my truck is the bumpers. I'm going to use the variable gun, because now I've used this one, I want to see how well the variable gun sprays, because that's going to be, you know, worlds apart from this one, and this is fantastic. Well guys, it's out of the garage and it moves. This part of the build is done.
It's like something the military have built. It looks awesome. I love it. I've got to say, it looks so different from what it was. It just looks brilliant. It looks absolutely cool.
It looks like a Tonka toy.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Yeah, it does look like a Tonka toy or something Action Man would have had. And again, the practicality is, you know, Paul's explained all the way through this. It's just about lowering the centre of gravity, and it's a video because Paul could do it. So why not? Let's give it a go. We got drunk. We had some coffee one night in the Pyrenees, and Paul was like,
let's cut the roof off. Let's just get the grinder out, come on.
Yeah.
And that's what you end up with.
So yeah, so you know guys, to help, I mean, Paul's explained all the way through, you know, everything changes as it's going on, because
it evolves.
It evolves, yeah.
You have an idea and then it evolves.
It evolves as you
This
go.
is going to work better than that. That was a good idea, but this is a better idea.
Yeah.
This is easier to do.
Yeah.
And that's how it evolves.
So,
and then you have more beer and go.
Yeah.
Now we can do that now. But yeah, so like I was just saying, this part of the build's now completely done, so it's all painted, and that new Raptor gun.
That was amazing. Yeah, I mean, guys, we haven't used it before, guys. We've always used a Schultz gun. We've always said to people you can use a Schultz gun. I would highly recommend getting that specific, not the, maybe the variable one, just the simple,
just the ordinary
short style gun.
Yeah, the basic spray gun is awesome. The texture is so uniform, it's unreal.
Yeah. So I think if you're like me, if you're a beginner doing it for the first time, if that gun is going to give you that kind of extra.
I think that gun's like 20, 22 quid, something like that. If it's that, it might not even be that much money.
Definitely worth the investment in that if you're going to do it.
For 20 quid, and you're spending a couple of £100 on paint and materials. It's neither here nor there. Buy that gun. It's well worth it. Spraying at 50 psi. Awesome. It was consistent all the way
3
through.
litres. We always get asked the question, how much do we need? So the roof took just about 2
litres. It took
a
dead litre the first coat to, for an even coverage. Second coat to 3/4 of a litre, and then I just blew what was left in the can out as like a tech coat, just to even all the pattern out. And then a litre to do the back door and sides, because they just needed the one. They were already Raptored anyway. Yeah.
So I've always said about 8 litres if you want to have your 2 boxes of 4 if you're going to do a whole truck.
Yeah.
So the next video is now you've got all the interior to sort out.
Interior next.
Good luck with that.
That's new headliner, new trim, new water tank, rewire,
draw system.
That's altered slightly. We are reusing the draw system we've got. No, sorry, we're reusing the draw frame that we've got, and I'm going to make new drawers that run on the Teflon. Once I can find it, the Teflon sliders rather than the roller bearing runners, because they just pack up. But so we're there.
Cool.
It drives, it moves. It's got a flat battery, but it still moves under its own power.
So stay tuned, guys, because as I say, plenty more videos to come. Because Paul's building interior from scratch. He's not reusing stuff. You're literally going to build it from scratch, kind of like you did before when you did the camper.
No, I'm going to reuse the frame.
Yeah, but actually all the sort of headline.
The actual interior.
All of that's going to be.
I always think of the interior as like the draw system, but no. The whole lot, everything, lights. I've got new lights to go in, new LED lights, everything. So it's full from scratch. Cool, guys. So don't forget to subscribe and like. Give us comments underneath on what you thought of this build, and stay tuned.
Later.